Why did I suck to be a street vendor in Constantinople? Imagine yourself on a narrow street in Constantinople. It's the 9th century, and the air is thick with the smell of baking flatbread, old fish, warm bodies, and spice. You are a vendor, just one among thousands. Your stall is modest, a small wooden table tucked against the outer wall of a stone bathhouse where steam still curls upward from the vents. You've been up since before dawn. You have goods to sell, perhaps dyed thread or pickled onions or a few pieces of fruit. It's nothing grand, nothing guaranteed. There's no fixed marketplace in your part of the city. Instead, the street itself becomes your stage. You call out gently, trying to be heard above the voices of your neighbors, but not so loud as to provoke the ire of the city guards. The city, after all, has rules, many rules. The notarios, city officials in blue cloaks, walk the streets to check weights, quality, and taxes. If your scales are off or your price is too high, you may be fined. Or worse, your goods confiscated. If you've seen it happen before. Welcome to the city of gold. As the light around you dims and the sounds of the day begin to fade, allow your thoughts to drift far from the present into a time wrapped in incense and smoke, marble and dust. Tonight we travel to the eastern edge of the Roman world, to a city of mosaics and monasteries, chariots and crusaders. A city where faith and empire walked hand in hand and the whispers of palace corridors could ripple across continents. Constantinople, once known as Byzantium, then as Nova Roma, and today as Istanbul. This ancient city sat perched between continents, watching tides of history surge and fall at its golden gates. But this is not a story of emperors alone. Tonight, we begin at street level in the tangled alleys and bustling markets where the rhythm of ordinary lives played out beneath the gaze of towering domes and flickering oil lamps. Later, we will follow the remarkable path of Empress Theodora from the theater stages of scandal to the golden halls of power. We'll descend into the mysteries beneath Hagia Sophia, where stones remember secrets the world has forgotten. And finally, we'll take our seat at the emperor's banquet table, a strange and glittering world of protocol, performance, and quiet danger. So now, if you are ready, breathe slowly and imagine yourself. It's hard to imagine a woman more different from the previous two, but each of them, in her own way, was an original. Each of them changed the course of empires. In the 19th century, the French novelist George Sand shocked society by cutting off her own balls. A half moan, half growl escaped her lips. I cut off my balls because I wanted to be a man of letters, she declared. But why? Because she believed the feminine was weak, that it confined her to the domestic sphere, that it prevented her from creating great art. I have been a woman all my life, she wrote. And I can tell you, there is no greater slavery than that which one sex imposes upon the other. But centuries before George Sand roamed the streets of Paris, across the sea in Constantinople, another woman chafed against the limits placed upon her. Theodora, wife of Emperor Justinian, was born in the 6th century, the 500s AD, not long after the fall of Rome. Her father was an ordinary man, perhaps a bearkeeper at the Hippodrome. But Theodora wasn't born for the ordinary. As a young woman, she attracted the attention of men of power and position. Theodora had an affair with a senator. When he tried to force her into marriage, she poisoned him. Undeterred, a general carried her off to the emperor's palace. There she became the mistress of the peripatetic emperor Maurice. While he was fighting in the Persian Wars, she managed the empire. When he returned, she had affairs with 2 of his generals. Now, these weren't simply dalliances. These were power plays. Theodora took lovers to advance her own position, to protect her own interests. By the time she met Justinian, a young lawyer named Theodora was already a legend. He too had ambitions that extended beyond the bedroom. With Theodora, he shared power. They ruled the Eastern Roman Empire together, presiding over a golden age of law and literature. But the couple's seemingly unshakable hold on power was challenged by a series of devastating riots. When rebel factions threatened to tear the empire apart, Theodora urged her husband to stand firm. Perish the thought, she told him, that any man or set of men can frighten us. We are the servants of God, and His will shall be done through us. Stay and fight, she commanded, and together they defeated the rebels. After the riots, Theodora's health declined. Justinian built her a magnificent tomb in the church of San Vitale, still there, covered with gold leaf mosaics depicting biblical scenes and surrounded by the relics of saints. But the inscription on her tomb is curiously blank. It doesn't record her name, much less her deeds. For 1,000 years, nobody knew who lay there. Then, in 1734, an inscription was added. It reads simply, "Here lies the body of Theodora, wife of the most serene Emperor Justinian." But the greatest epitaph to the woman who defied the constraints of her sex and seized power for herself is the enduring image of her on the walls of Ravenna, her eyes gazing serenely into the distance, her gaze both commanding and strangely vulnerable. Now, if you're like me, you've probably always wondered what lies beneath famous monuments. Sure, we can take in the Colosseum's vast size and imagine the roar of the crowds. Or we can stand in awe before the Eiffel Tower and picture its construction 100 years ago. But have you ever thought about what might be underneath these famous places? That's what we're exploring in this series. Secrets beneath. Famous places have secret pasts. They're hidden, forgotten, and sometimes buried, literally beneath our feet. Sometimes those secrets are right under our noses, like the face of Medusa staring up from the floor of the British Museum. Other times, well, they're right under our feet. Like the lost city of Jerish in Jordan, buried by an earthquake and then rediscovered in the 19th century. Or the ancient Roman road via Appia Antica, which for centuries was used as a burial ground. And today, we are headed to Istanbul, Turkey, to explore the secrets beneath Hagia Sophia. Now, if you've never heard of Hagia Sophia, well, get ready to be amazed. Built in the 6th century, it was the largest church in the Christian world for nearly 1,000 years. And it's hard to imagine a building more grand. When the call to prayer echoed through its vast dome, it was a summons unlike any other. As we explore the secrets beneath Hagia Sophia, I'll be reading from an article in the series, The World Beneath Our Feet, published by a historical association. You can read along with me in the description below. Now, if you visited the Hagia Sophia, you've probably walked over these secrets. During its time as a church, workers crafted elaborate mosaics depicting biblical scenes. But when it became a mosque, most of them were covered with plaster. And today, many are still hidden behind the walls. But some, like the one above the Gate of Mercy, survived for centuries. They depict Christ, the Virgin Mary, saints, and emperors. Over 1,500 years later, visitors still stop to marvel at the shimmering colors and intricate details. But beneath the floor, things are even more fascinating. Archaeologists discovered a huge cistern filled with water. These underground lakes, called bas-reliefs, were actually a common feature of Byzantine architecture. They provided fresh water for drinking and cleaning, and could even be heated for baths. And though the Hagia Sophia was built over a much older church, it wasn't built on empty ground. It was constructed atop the ruins of the original building, including its foundation, which were then buried under the floor. So as you walk over the ancient stones, you're also walking back in time. Beneath the floor, near the altar, archaeologists found a hidden room. They think it may have been used as a tomb for early Christian leaders, sealed and unmarked. It's one of the many mysteries of the Hagia Sophia. Hidden spaces beneath a monument are tough to discover, but thanks to archaeological investigation, we found a lot of them. And as technology improves, who knows what else we might find. For example, radar scans may help researchers see through solid walls and discover hidden chambers without even digging. So the next time you look up in awe at an ancient monument, Remember to look down, too. You never know what secrets you might find. Literally. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. And don't forget to check out the article in the description for more amazing history. See you next time. And now, our journey through Constantinople draws to a close. The street vendors have packed their wares and faded into shadow. Theodora stands quietly in mosaic, forever watching, forever remembered. The hidden chambers beneath Hagia Sophia rest undisturbed, their secrets wrapped in silence. And the emperor's banquet hall glows faintly, like an ember in the dark, its voices and footsteps already fading into memory. This was a city of contrasts, marble and mud, faith and fire, poverty crouching just beneath opulence. A city where every breath seemed to carry both sanctity and uncertainty. And yet, through it all, life continued. The city's people rose each day to face its challenges quietly, patiently, enduring the endless rhythms of empire. They carried water, lit lamps, sold herbs, prayed, sinned, laughed, fled, returned. They lived, and though their names may be lost, their footsteps still echo in stone. You've walked those streets now. You've passed beneath the great dome, sat among emperors, heard the chants, the clatter, the hush, and now it is time to return. Let the sounds of the city grow distant. Let the stone walls dissolve. Let the sea, wind quiet, and the lamps dim. You are safe now, in your own time, in your own bed, far from fires, taxes, and imperial games. Here, the streets are calm, the halls are still, and sleep can find you. Good night. To explore more ancient cities, check out the series in the description below. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. I'm your guide. And until next time, see you.